start our reporting this hour with News Nation's Allie Bradley, live on the telephone from the state of Texas. She's been making her way across the state from one assignment to another, and has more now on the latest information on this deadly shooting at the ICE facility. What are we learning, Allie? What's the latest?
Yeah, hey, Connell, the latest, of course, as you mentioned, we're looking at just one deceased, not two. That was kind of a statement that was preemptively put out by ICE. They walked that back. They said there was not two individuals deceased. It is just one. We have a statement from them. Let's start there, saying, quote, ICE and Dallas police have secured the scene at our Dallas field office where a shooter opened fire on the facility this morning, firing indiscriminately at the building, including at a transport van in the Sally Port. We can confirm that 3 detainees were shot while inside of the van. Of the 3, 1 has been confirmed deceased. 2 are in critical condition. The shooter is also deceased by a self-inflicted gunshot wound. No ICE officers were physically injured, and we are working alongside the FBI and local law enforcement on this ongoing investigation, adding, quote, this violence must stop. Now, we know who is the suspected shooter here, according to sources. It is a 29-year-old man by the name of Joshua Jan of Collin County, Texas. He does have prior arrests on his record, including charges for possession of drug paraphernalia and also for dealing marijuana. Now, we know that shooting came from an adjacent building from a rooftop. They're calling this a sniper-like attack here on this building. The FBI currently investigating this as an act of, quote, targeted violence. This is the 3rd time in the Dallas area that ICE officials have actually come under fire. And we actually got our hands on an email that went out to some of our sources within DHS and within ICE, saying that as evidence in this event and the continual protest activities across the country, U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement personnel continue to respond to the call of duty in a substantially heightened threat environment. During such times, it's important for all of us to remain vigilant, refamiliarize ourselves with best practices and reporting procedures, and increase awareness and reporting of suspicious activity. Now, we know DHS right now is reporting that assaults and attacks against agents and officers are up by 1,000% when compared to this time last year. So let's take a listen to what both the mayor in the Dallas area are saying and also an acting ICE field office director are saying here about today's incident. Take a listen.
This is an active investigation. There's still a lot of unanswered questions, and I want to encourage all of you to exercise a little bit of restraint and allow them to do their job to help make sure this continues to be a safe city.
Is that the rhetoric has to stop. There are people out there who are seeing what is being placed online, and they're coming and they're doing acts of violence against ICE employees. So that's kind of all I have for today, is that it's just got to stop.
Now, some other info that we received from FBI Director Kash Patel showing images of the unspent bullet casings. One of those unspent rounds literally said anti-ICE engraved on it there. This facility itself that took on fire today, again, that shooter indiscriminately firing, so just kind of spraying bullets in the direction of the facility and, of course, hitting that van with those detainees inside. It's typically a processing center where detainees are brought and then they're transported to a long-term detention facility. We know that since the start of the Trump administration, about 8,200 people have passed through that building. Now, that is just since the end of July. We don't have the stats from August and September, so we can imagine those numbers are even higher. And when it comes to this facility, it's important, too, for our viewers to understand, Connell, that these facilities didn't pop up under the Trump administration. We have facilities like this across the interior of the country because that is what ICE does. They are the Immigrations and Customs Enforcement. ERO stands for Enforcement and Removal Operations arm of DHS. So that's exactly what they're doing and what they have been doing and what they were likely doing this morning. It sounds to me like if these individuals were in a transport van, they were likely picked up this morning in a targeted enforcement operation and then being transported to that facility, unless, Connell, they were being transported away from that facility into a long-term detention facility. But again, a lot of the activity at these facilities happens in the early morning hours, Connell, and that's exactly what we saw happen here around 6:45 this morning, Connell.
All right, Allie. Allie Bradley's our border correspondent live in the state of Texas. Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our News Nation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.